The NFL, where grown men collide at full speed, million-dollar athletes trip over their own feet, and sometimes a cat steals the show. Let's start at number 20 with something that proves even the greatest aren't immune to embarrassment. Germany's hosting its first ever regular season game. Brady's supposed to catch a trick play pass, and the man just eats it on the slick turf before the ball even arrives. 45 years old, 7 Super Bowl rings, and gravity still remains undefeated. The rookie cornerback who picked it off probably framed that interception. If you thought that was embarrassing, number 19 takes it to another level entirely. Mark Sanchez, Thanksgiving night, national television, and he somehow manages to run directly into his own lineman's rear end. The ball explodes out like a cartoon. Patriots return it for 6, and just like that, a career gets defined by a backside collision. Your grandmother saw that play. Your kids will see that play. It's eternal. But at least Sanchez's moment was accidental. Number 18 is where things get intentional in the weirdest way. Monday Night Football, 2019, and right in the middle of a Giants-Cowboys game, a black cat decides it's showtime. Kevin Harlan goes full play-by-play announcer mode while security chases this thing around the field, and for about 3 minutes, nobody cares about the actual football game happening. The cat had better moves than half the players out there. Now, if you think animals are unpredictable, wait until you see what actual humans do at number 17. Mike Tomlin, head coach, a supposed professional, literally sticks his leg out to trip Jacoby Jones during a kickoff return. On the sideline, on camera, in front of millions. Cost him $100,000 and any moral high ground he had in future referee arguments. Speaking of questionable decisions, number 16 involves a celebration that went horribly wrong. Dwayne Rudd sacks the quarterback as time expires, immediately rips his helmet off in victory, except the quarterback had lateraled the ball before going down. 15-yard penalty, Chiefs kick the game winner, and Rudd learns the hard way that maybe you should check if the play's actually over before throwing your equipment around. You'd think professionals would know better, but number 15 says otherwise. Deshaun Jackson's sprinting toward the end zone in 2008, absolutely nobody in front of him, and he's so confident that he already scored that he flips the ball away at the 1-yard line. Spoiler alert, he hadn't scored. Touchback. Cowboys ball. His face afterwards looked like someone had just explained quantum physics to him using interpretive dance. But if premature celebration is bad, number 14 is catastrophically worse. Jim Marshall picks up a fumble in the 60s and absolutely takes off. 66 yards of pure speed and determination. He crosses the goal line, celebrates with fans, hands the ball away, living his absolute best life. Minor detail though, he ran the wrong direction and just scored for the other team. Oops doesn't quite cover it. At least Marshall's uniform stayed intact during his disaster. Number 13 can't say the same. Tommy Kelly's making a routine tackle when his pants just betray him entirely. 65,000 people in the stadium, millions at home, and suddenly everyone's getting a view they absolutely did not purchase tickets for. His teammates probably bring this up at every single reunion. Now, number 12 is where we shift from player chaos to Mother Nature deciding she's had enough. Super Bowl 47, the biggest game of the year, and the entire stadium goes black. Just pitch darkness for over 30 minutes. Commentators are scrambling, conspiracy theories are flying, and for a hot minute, nobody knows if they're going to finish the game or just call it. The NFL's worst nightmare happened on its biggest stage. If you thought that was bad, number 11 shows that buildings themselves aren't safe. The Metrodome roof in Minneapolis decides it's done with winter and just collapses under all that snow. Massive avalanche cascading onto the field, Vikings suddenly homeless, and somewhere an engineer is having the worst day of their professional life. They had to pack up and move the game to Detroit. Your home field literally gave up on you. Weather makes another appearance at number 10 with the Fog Bowl. Bears versus Eagles, 1988, and fog so thick you could cut it with a knife rolls in and never leaves. Players can't see 10 yards ahead. Fans in the stands have no idea what's happening, and the whole thing feels like a Stephen King novel. Every play was basically a blind guess. From fog to blizzard, number 9 gives us LaShawn McCoy somehow rushing for over 200 yards while the field looks like Antarctica. Eagles versus Lions. Snow falling so hard you need sonar to track the ball. And Shady's just out there making defenders miss while disappearing into white clouds. It wasn't a football game. It was a winter sports highlight reel. Now, number 8 is where physics takes a holiday. Brandon Ayuk's running a route when the ball ricochets off a defender's helmet, and instead of falling incomplete as any reasonable person would expect, Ayuk tracks this pinball machine chaos and snatches it off someone else's face mask mid-air. The defender's expression said it all. What just happened? And is this even legal? If that broke physics, number 7 absolutely shattered it. Jimmy Graham dunks the football so hard after a touchdown that the goalpost literally bends, just warps like it's made of rubber. They had to stop the game, bring out maintenance crews, and fix the structural integrity of the stadium while fans cheered. The NFL banned goalpost celebrations after this, and Graham's the reason why. But number 6 is where impossible catches really get absurd. Justin Jefferson, 4th and 18, game on the line, falling backward in double coverage, and he pulls down a one-handed grab that makes defenders question if they're even playing the same sport. Bills players just stood there frozen like they'd witnessed a glitch in the Matrix. Speaking of Matrix-level catches, number 5 stars DeAndre Hopkins rising above 3 defenders like he's got anti-gravity boots. In the final seconds, Kyler Murray throws into the most crowded end zone you've ever seen, and Hopkins just elevates, snatches the ball out of the sky, and lands in the end zone for the win. If you showed this to someone who'd never watched football, they'd think it was CGI. Number 4 takes us to David Tyree pinning a football to his helmet while 3 Patriots try to rip it away. Super Bowl 42, Eli Manning somehow escaping a collapsing pocket, launching a prayer, and Tyree defying every law of physics to make the catch that would define the greatest upset in Super Bowl history. Patriots fans still have nightmares about this one. If you think that was ridiculous, number 3 involves a ball bouncing off multiple body parts like a pinball machine. Jermaine Kearse, NFC Championship, Russell Wilson throws into coverage, and the ball hits a defender's leg, then chest, then somehow lands in Kearse's arms as he's falling to the ground. He bounces up, scores, and Packers defenders are having an existential crisis on the field. Now, number 2 is where someone apparently forgot they were playing football and not auditioning for a WWE match. Myles Garrett rips Mason Rudolph's helmet clean off and swings it at his head like he's trying out a new finishing move. The stadium goes silent for half a second before collectively losing its mind. Suspensions, fines, endless debates about who started what, and a moment that made every highlight reel for all the wrong reasons. Somewhere, a coach is screaming, "That's not what we meant by aggressive defense." And finally, number 1 shows that sometimes fans are just as chaotic as players. Bottlegate, Cleveland, 2001. A blown call triggers the crowd, and suddenly, beer bottles are raining down like a storm. Play stops completely, security's scrambling, players are taking cover, and the scene looks like a riot has broken out. They had to end the game early because the fans decided they were now part of the action. The NFL had seen fights, bad calls, and controversy before, but they'd never seen the stands declare war on the field itself. 20 moments proving the NFL's greatest entertainment comes from the stuff nobody scripted, nobody planned, and nobody saw coming.